Vee, and today we're going to be talking about Skittles because you know me, I talk about the most random things. I'm also basically a cloud today. Love my weird shirts. Alright, so you guys know the format of these videos. I'm taking Skittles, I'm talking about some history, some weird facts, creepy facts, scary facts. We're actually more going to be focusing on really creepy Skittles commercials because their advertising is nuts. So we're just gonna jump right into this talking about a little bit of history of when they were first created. They were created in 1974, but apparently no one actually knows who first made them. It's actually so strange because while I was doing research for this video, literally no one knows who came up with Skittles. There are a few theories, but nothing is actually set in stone. One story suggests that a British man named Mr. Skittles looked at a rainbow one day and wondered how it would taste. And that's actually how they came up with the slogan in 1994, "Taste the Rainbow." Imagine going outside to look at a rainbow and being like, that looks delicious. Other sources state that the Wrigley Company created them, and it is the second most popular candy in the whole of the United States. They are fruit flavored and kind of look similar to their competition, which is M&Ms. Please comment down below which you prefer, Skittles or M&Ms, because I'm gonna say something that might upset some people, but I like M&Ms better. I love chocolate. I've never been like a sweet candy sort of person, and don't get me wrong, Skittles are delicious, but I love chocolate. So let's have a candy war down below in the comments. So the name Skittles was actually inspired by a very old game called Skittles. It is because the shape of the candy resembles that of an object used in the game. The game is sort of like bowling. One has to throw a wooden or rubber sphere at 9 pins. I had no idea there's a game called Skittles. Why did I ever know this? So let's talk about something creepy that a lot of kids used to do with Skittles. There was an urban legend going around in the early 2000s that said if you wanted to catch a closet troll, you just had to place Skittles on the floor outside of your closet door and it will lure the troll out of your closet. So the legend states that apparently everybody has a closet troll and they love to make nests in piles of clutter or laundry on the floor of your closet. They basically just love garbage. But the problem is closet trolls are apparently not very friendly at all. And if you don't give them enough Skittles, they apparently eat you as well. I remember my mom would tell me to clean up my room or the closet troll will find a home in the mess. So this urban legend was probably created to encourage kids to clean up their rooms, to organize their mess, because no one wants a closet troll, to be frank. I even read this story about this little kid who placed a trail of Skittles outside of his closet and took like a huge butterfly net and claimed that he caught the troll when it like walked out of the closet. Great imaginations. Okay, let's jump into some very creepy Skittles commercials because Skittles is known for their very weird advertising. The first one is kind of funny, but it does also get a little bit dark and depressing. It's called the Skittles Touch. I bet all of you have seen this commercial. This commercial came out in 2007 and I believe it got a ton of awards because it was so bizarre. There's an older gentleman named Tim who works at a video shop and everything he touches turns into Skittles, which sounds really great at first. I mean, if you could turn anything into Skittles, you would always have snacks. But this commercial takes a very dark turn. It goes from being very funny to very sad. We find out that Tim is very depressed about this skill, especially because he says he could never hold his newborn baby in his arms. And then he talks about how he met this nice man on the bus on the way to work, and when he went to shake this man's hand, the man just turned into Skittles. And in the commercial, the guy's like,
and now he'll never see his family ever again.
So yeah, this commercial was just very odd, very depressing because he can't hold his newborn son, and he basically turns strangers into candy and takes them away from their families. So take with that what you will. The next commercial is sort of a gross one. It's called Skittles Pox. People actually call this the ad that ruined Skittles. It shows this girl standing with a guy that has Skittles all over his body. He says he has this sickness called Skittles Pox. So she reaches over to him, peels a Skittles Pox off his face and then eats it, and then she develops this Skittles Pox. So it's basically turning Skittles into this sickness that you could pass on to other people. I'm not too sure why they would make this strange advertising choice because it kind of grossed people out. All right, this next commercial is the newest one. It literally came out only a couple months ago. It's called Yogurt Boy. And if you've seen this commercial, you know how weird and messed up it is. So Skittles came out with Skittles Dips, and it's basically Skittles dipped in a yogurt coating. So in this commercial, it shows this rich boy lying in his living room eating yogurt Skittles. He basically calls his butler over and says, "Hey, get me some more yogurt Skittles." So the butler walks into this dark room where this kid covered in yogurt walks over and dips the regular Skittles into his body to turn them into yogurt. And I just can't get over its face and its eyes. I mean, why did they have to make him so creepy looking? They could have made this like cute yogurt creature, but no, it's terrifying. Next we have a story called The Haunted House. There was a group of 5 teenagers that went to explore an abandoned house in their town. This house was said to be haunted by a family who had perished in a fire 100 years earlier. The inside of the house was incredibly eerie and it was falling apart, but they actually didn't really notice any paranormal activity until they walked into the kids' room. They sat on the floor in a circle and said, "If there are any spirits in this house, please make a noise, please make yourself be known." You know, the normal paranormal investigator type stuff. But half an hour passed and nothing happened, so they just assumed, hey, it's probably not very haunted here. So one of the girls pulled a bag of Skittles out of her pocket, and as soon as she opened it and went to grab one, the entire bag of Skittles started violently shaking in her hands and basically exploded. So the Skittles went all over the floor in front of these friends. But the eeriest part was that the pattern that the Skittles fell on the floor resembled this child's face, and the child's face looked like it was screaming. I really wish they took a picture of this. I would have loved to have seen it. But basically this group of friends ran out of the house and never came back. So I guess these ghosts use the Skittles to communicate. Okay, the next fact is that Skittles actually made a short horror film, which is kind of baffling to me. And this film had nothing to do with Skittles, which kind of made it scarier. This film was called Floor 9.5. Basically it's midnight and this woman just finished her shift and gets in the elevator to go home. Everything is normal at first, but suddenly the floor numbers start acting up and glitching. The elevator starts freaking out, it starts going up, down, shaking her everywhere, but then finally it stops at floor 9.5, which obviously doesn't actually exist, so she starts freaking out. Well, the doors of the elevator open, and she sees this man standing in the darkness with his back turned to her, and he says, "I need your help." So of course she steps out of the elevator to help him, but what's weird is every single step she takes or move she makes, this guy mimics her exact pattern. And this whole time it's his back facing her, so she can't see his face. So the man says, "You need to turn around." So as she turns around, he's able to turn around towards the elevator because he's mimicking her movements. And because he's so close to the elevator doors, he runs inside, the elevator doors close, and he leaves, leaving this girl in the darkness. So the cycle continues and she has to be the next person to ask for help to switch places with the person in the elevator. Now this probably sounds so confusing to you. It's a really hard short film to explain. So if you have time after this video, definitely go watch it. It's on YouTube. People say it's one of the scariest commercials ever, especially because, like I said, it has nothing to do with Skittles. All right, and the last story we have is Skittles the Clown. When I was in elementary school, I remember this strange chain mail going around called Skittles the Clown. Does anybody remember those old creepy chain mail emails? For example, they would say things like, "If you don't share this with 12 people, you will die tonight." It would just ask you to share to a number of people or something bad would happen to you. I'm pretty sure sometimes they still have those sort of things on Facebook and stuff. And I hated those emails and I would rarely share them because I never believed them. Nothing would ever happen to me if I didn't share them. But I remember this one that went around probably when I was in like grade 4 that talked about how if I didn't give 10 people a bag of Skittles, this clown would come into my room when I was sleeping and would steal me for being so selfish and not generous towards people. The email described this clown as having Skittles for teeth. So as he was chewing on you and like eating you up, you would see his like Skittles mouth. It was actually pretty creepy and scary. But I just didn't get what the point of these emails were and why Skittles for teeth. So bizarre. If any of you guys happen to get that email, please comment down below. Anyway, so guys, those are all the creepy things we're gonna be talking about that have to do with Skittles today. If I missed any really good ones, definitely comment them down below. But yeah, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. If you like these kind of videos, give this video a thumbs up. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!